Together, we stay safe, fans.
Welcome to the Ramp Booth here at George Steinbrenner Field before the Yankees and Phillies game today at 1 p.m. I'm your host, Brandon Pockridge, joined by my co-host, Austin Kane. Austin, how you doing on this fine afternoon?
Oh, great. It's a beautiful day here in Tampa. Parked out in Raymond James Stadium parking lot. We got Steinbrenner Field right behind us. It's a great day for baseball. Glad to be here.
Beautiful day for baseball. We're covering all things Yankees here. Going to go over starting lineups for the day, some injury updates. Then what you guys probably want to hear the most, Anthony Volpe, Oswald.
Sorry, everybody, for the technical difficulties. Brandon Braden is down at George Steinbrenner Field in Tampa covering the Yankees. Just give him a minute. He'll be back in. Everything was running perfect, and then all of a sudden. So they got a lot to talk about today. Some rotation updates. Will Marchand make his MLB appearance soon? Starting Yankee shortstop, present and future. They'll go over some of that. And Yankee spring training updates is their main topic at hand. Their poll question for today's show is Anthony Volpe makes the major league roster for the Yankees. Do you agree or disagree? And you can let us know. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. That's where we're live. Everywhere you get your podcasts, we're there as well. I'm not Mr. Yankee, so not sure if he makes that or not. I'll say I agree. What does everybody out there say? And like I said, we're waiting for the boys just to get their internet back up and running, and they'll be with you momentarily. I'm just over here filling in the gaps for a minute, so stay with us. Don't go anywhere, and let us know what you think about the poll. I mean, I'll be up there in Clearwater tomorrow covering the Phillies out front of the stadium. So if anybody's up there, please stop on up. This is brought to you by 47 brand. Welcome in. It's welcome in. It's almost time. Welcome in. It's almost time.
almost time. Oh, come in. It's 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 almost time. Welcome in. It's almost time. Welcome in. It's almost time. Welcome in. It's almost time.
We're back. For that, had some technical difficulties there. Can't ever trust technology, but we're back. We're here at George Steinbrenner Field before the Yankees spring training game. I'm Brandon Pop. If you guys forgot, this is Austin Kane. The lineup again because that's what we were doing before we were so rudely interrupted by our Wi-Fi. So Austin, what we got Yankees lineup today?
Yeah, for the Yankees, we got starting first, leading off DJ LeMahieu, batting right, MVP, the captain Aaron, Willie Calhoun bats third, Stanton DH and batting fourth. 5-hole Volpe playing shortstop today. Jasson Dominguez, the Martian, in center. Carlos Navarez behind the plate. Jamie Westbrook at second, and Tyler Hart third, with Domingo Herman coming off the bus afternoon.
So hearing that, what stands out to you? What stands out to you most about that Yankees lineup today?
We get to see Judge, LeMahieu, Stanton, Donaldson, all the big guys, but it's the young dudes, the guys all these Yankees fans are crazy about, ready to see as soon as possible in the big leagues, and I'm just excited to be able to see them myself in person.
Yeah, we're gonna get to it a little bit later in the show, but personally, I'm looking forward to seeing Volpe, Dominguez, two of the brightest prospects in all baseball, not just the Yankees organization, and trying to see how that lineup meshes, seeing how some of the older stars match with the young guns. So to get into that, Yankees, unfortunately, like a lot of teams in spring training, things kicking in the high gear, you're gonna be dealing with injuries, and the Yankees have not been a stranger to that. I mean, spring training even starts. You have Frankie Montas basically out for the year. Yep. And Austin, what are the other Yankees that are injured? Because it seems like they're already dealing with those issues already.
The biggest acquisition this offseason was Carlos Rodon, and unfortunately, he's a forearm strain. It's believed to start the year on the IL. Hopefully, it's a quick recovery for this Yankees team, especially rotation. All these fans are excited to see. Supposed to start for them again this year. It's their lineup. He's got an oblique injury. He'll have to season on the IL timetable at the moment. And then the bullpen, Lou Trevino, is dealing with elbow issues, and Tommy Canley, bicep tendonitis. They're both expected to miss some time as well. So I'm excited to see how this Yankees team recovers and who can fill in these spots.
So right off the bat here, I think the most important ones for me off the bat are Montas, obviously, and then Carlos Rodon. You know, Rodon is one of, if not the best left-handed pitcher in baseball. This is a well-known fact. The Yankees signed him to a big deal. You don't want your big free signing, and this goes for any team, but big market team that gives out big market contracts. Like, you don't want to see your ace, quote unquote, or your second ace, essentially, immediately deal with arm issues. And yes, it's not a UCL. Yes, it's not Tommy John necessarily, but to already have that before he's even kicked into high gear, to have that before the Yankees even step in the field for a regular season game, and the fact that he's not even ready, you're already putting a team at a disadvantage. That, face it, starting pitching has been an issue for him. Find that consistent starting pitching, whether Severino not being on the match or Garrett Cole's struggles. Now you're dealing with Montas, who wasn't great when acquired, and now he's basically out for the year. And then Rodon's hurt. Yankees don't exactly have a plethora of options behind those guys. They're mine on that lineup, and they need just guys to be healthy, and that's just not the case right now. So I think that's going to be the most dangerous, because even in an AL East that you could argue isn't maybe as overall strong as it was, the Rays are always consistent. Always. They're, no matter who they have on their team, they always find a way to be a thorn in team side. You know, the Red Sox, not exactly a threat, but you know, their strength is probably going to be their lineup. Yeah. Despite losing Xander Bogaerts, despite not having as much production from certain guys, you still got Rafael Devers in that lineup. You still got Verdugo potential. And then you have the young, and you have Toronto. And those teams have up-and-coming lines as well. So you're already going up against, that's not to mention the other great teams in the AL. But I feel like those are the ones. So that's not even getting to the guys that are hurt in the line. And Bader, think about it. How long have you been looking for the center fielder, the guy to allow Judge to move back into the corner, to give Stanton the ability to actually DH and not have to play out?
Yeah. I'm gonna agree with the pitchers. Definitely the biggest setback here. The fifth spot was available. They were fighting between Herman, Schmidt. It seems like they'll both get the nod in the rotation to start now with these injuries. But the lineup, Bader's, I think, huge. Stanton can be a liability out there. Has to play it. Getting Judge back into a corner position would be ideal. Hopefully Bader can get back as soon as possible. Get a full Yankees lineup as soon as we can.
And also with Trevino, it's a little under the radar, but he was a nice addition for them behind the plate.
Oh yeah, he's going to be a big frame guy who can defend behind the plate as good as almost anyone in the league. He's a young stud. He's going to be a guy who's going to be huge for this team.
Well, also him being hurt, it's tough. Yeah, it's very tough.
Yeah, a guy like that, his depth catch position, maybe out there with Team USA now. It'll be good.
Yeah. So moving on now. So obviously you're dealing with the Yankees injuries. You're obviously dealing with those types of issues. But there are guys that are performing in spring training. We got a car alarm going off in the background. It's the perks of being live on location. You got the announcements in the background, the car alarms. It's the environment of being live. But looking at some of the performers already in spring training, Gleyber ripping it up. Which, if you're a Yankees fan, you love to see that. You want to see him do any sort of offensive production than what he was doing. You obviously have some of the prospects, which we'll get into, but I think Gleyber, this is kind of, I don't think a very high ranking up the list, but if you have guys like Gleyber, a guy like Donaldson, maybe even an IKF that even gives some sort of offense production when they weren't really last year,
it's going to help them take a big step.
Exactly.
Especially a guy like Judge who's going to mash homers after homers, get guys on base for him, and just more RBIs.
Yeah, I feel like that's the biggest thing in baseball that people don't really look at. You have the top of your lineup, the stars, the guys that really do a great job. You then have those are the most important guys because you need to extend that lineup. You need to make sure that 1 through 9 you have guys that are productive, not necessarily stars, but guys that are productive. And if you can get that out of Torres, IKF, Donaldson, then you're going to be in a spot.
Yeah, especially as you keep going down. You want as many guys as you can down there, flip it back to the top, especially when you got so many stars up there that can just mash all day long. Flipping the order back around to the top would be vital. It's all year for the Yankees.
100%. So in the comments here, we got chat. What's up, man?
What's going on, Dave?
How you doing today? We got Amanda in the chat. We got a truck coming at us real quick. We got Amanda asking, do you think Bryce will play again? I think he'll be for the All-Star break. I think that's what's been as of late. We got David again in the chat. In 1996, I was at the New York Yankees when they won their first World Series champion. I mean, it's a long time ago.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember, I don't know if Austin was there. I was at one of the Yankees-Phillies games when the Yankees won that World Series.
Yeah.
I went to I think the 1 or 2 games that Cliff Lee pitched.
Yeah,
Which were the only ones they won. But we also got Don and Brian saying, what's up, guys?
Going on.
Hope you're having a great. So once again, we're live here at George Steinbrenner Field. The Yankees and Phillies game here today. Excited to be doing this. I mean, it's a great environment despite some of the funs and sounds that you have going on in the background. It's very enjoyable. So I think this is as good of a time to get into the prospects.
Yeah.
And before I get into it, for the Yankees, I mean, we're both in the baseball. We're both very, very invested in what's going on. What, I guess, better way of saying it is, who is the main prospect you're looking at if you're a Yankees fan, if you're in general?
Personally, I'm sure you'll probably have the same answer. Jasson Dominguez, kid's a stud, mashes, seeing him all spring. All 3 of them he has so far, just bombs. No doubters. Has pop, get it in the air, hit it on a line anywhere on the field, left, right, center, wherever you need him. Field the outfield as well as anybody, any prospect. He's a young kid though, 20 years old. Yankees fans, they want him up as soon as possible. It's rumored probably won't see him too much this year up with the big guys, but you never know.
Yeah, so for me, Dominguez, you know how I feel about Dominguez. We've talked about this before, but I'm looking forward a lot to Anthony Volpe. And this brings us to our question of the day, which, if you guys want to comment, leave it in the. Our question of the day is: does Anthony Volpe make the major league roster? Agree. And a huge question and really huge discussion this entire spring training. We pull up the stats right here. Volpe himself is hitting 300 as a home run. He has 11 tosses. He has 3 walks. Major league competition. That's pretty good. One of the younger, but one of the better Yankees prospects. And this is coming off the heels of obviously IKF massively disappointing last year. You would have thought he would have been the holdover the Yankees to get to, but he wasn't. And you could argue that's forcing the Yankees
What's up, guys? Sorry, they're having some technical difficulties because why would stuff just work like it's worked all week? But neither here nor there. We'll be up there tomorrow, talking some Phillies with everybody. So that'll be exciting stuff. I know our poll tomorrow is talking about the Phillies winning the NL East. And just to segue to some Phillies talk because honestly, I have no clue about the Yankees. Will Volpe make the major league roster? I'm going to say no, just because the Yankees are loaded. Is he going to play every day? What's up, guys? I'm sorry. I don't know those answers, but I know the Phillies got a new addition, and that's Trey Turner. And one of the poll questions we were going to go over tomorrow, Trey Turner will win NL MVP. I think that's a tall task to ask. Especially in a guy's first year here. But I do want to talk about this lineup, how deep it is, and how they can tread water until, the guys get back.
All right, we're back.
Third time's the charm.
Wi-Fi has not been our friend, unfortunately. But we're back. We were talking about Anthony Volpe and his shot to make the major league roster. As you can see, that is our question of the day. Agree or disagree in the comments. Do you think Volpe is going to make the roster? As we were talking about his stats on the young spring training, he's doing pretty good.
Yeah.
He's doing pretty good. He is hitting 300 as a home run. And we were talking about how IKF and his lack of performance is really potentially forcing the Yankees. But Volpe's not the only Yankee shortstop prospect, which I feel like is the most important thing. There's also Oswald Peraza. And Peraza is a very good prospect in his own right, too. So I guess the first discussion when it comes down to it is, who do you think is going to be the shortstop, if either of them, Peraza or Volpe, to start the 2023 regular season?
My choice, or it was up to me. My guess would be Peraza. He saw some time on last year, both at short and second. He can move both sides of the bag, and it's kind of what the Yankees are probably looking for right now, dealing with all these injuries. Just some guy. I mean, it's not much experience, but it's some, and I think it'd be a big piece if he can lighten these guys up and get them sparked for a big season.
Yeah, I do think Peraza is the more likely option. I think he has been up in them before, obviously not for an extended period of time, but I think if you're the Yankees, it's got to be a combination. Yeah, you want it to win now. You're obviously a vet. You just paid a guy like Rodon, who as we got on the IL to begin the year. At the time, you're putting yourself at a disadvantage not using Peraza or Volpe, but in this case, he's a talented player. Ripped up the minors. I mean, if we look at his training stats right now, he's doing. Oh, I mean, he's hitting 250, which isn't fantastic. It's also not terrible. It's better than what your IKF, who I think was hitting in the low 220s, the low 230s. And Peraza also brings that a little bit of that aspect as well. So, we're working through that. It's a matter of, do you want Yeah, I think the Yankees have to fit out for themselves.
Yeah.
But then that brings to the actual question of Volpe. And look, I get it. Service time and one or two, you have the guy for the longest period of time. Get it. There's financial implications for why certain prospects aren't called up, why certain ones are. At the end of the day, this is what I live by. I look at baseball. I want starting 9 out there every single day. Every single time I can. If Ippy is hitting 300, insane. It's not like he's hit 200 and people are still saying bring him up. No, he's performing well.
Yeah, he's showing out.
At minimum, he's got to be in triple to start
For sure.
the regular season.
Yeah, I mean, what could possibly hold them bringing him up right now? He's on the 40-man, which would have to come with a corresponding move. He was added to it. That could play. But he's playing really well. But I think if he's up though, he has to start. He has to be a starter. You can't let a young guy get at bats. So if he's not going to get the at bats in the major, keep him in AAA. Let him get his swings there. When the time is right, then you have a star ready to line up in the majors.
Yeah, I mean, building on it. If he's not on the roster, he has to be on the roster by midseason.
100%. I mean, injuries suck, but they're already dealing with them. If something comes up, he's got to be ready to go and help the Yankees team as much as he can.
Yeah, and let's point to that. The future must be now at some point. There's always of this guy's gonna be that this guy, but you don't know until you know. And if Volpe's plan, why not in that shot? If not right off the bat, then maybe a few weeks after. Because you're not gonna know about a guy until you know what he truly brings to the table until you in those situations against major league competition in major league situations on a basis.
Yeah, I mean you want to see as many at bats up there as you can. Can't judge him right off one a game, 3 at bats, but get him 50 at bats, see what he can do up in the big leagues, and if he can perform, I mean, you got a star waiting to play shortstop for it.
Now, here's the other question, and this is something that it's probably easier said than done, but considering you have 2 high-level prospects in Peraza and Volpe, what do you think the odds, and would you move Volpe to third base? Because you have a guy in Josh Donaldson, obviously, right now. This wouldn't necessarily be 2023 opening day, but you could have a potential of, hey, we have these 2 great prospects. We could make room for both of them.
Yeah, I mean, this team, like you said before, ready to win now. They think someone's holding them back. I don't think they're going to stop to not make a move. If they think someone else can fill in and produce better for their team, get more runs on the board, and play some sharp defense, then I don't see why not put him out there. To make sense, would be a good move if Donaldson, starts to decline or anything like that. But yeah, I could definitely see him over there in the hot corner.
I mean, both these guys have range. They both have good gloves. They both have good arms. So I mean, I think either way, maybe Peraza has a little bit more range than Volpe or vice versa. I think you put those 2 guys on the same side of the infield, you have a very good defensive left side. You're in a good spot, and I don't see why you shouldn't even look into that this year, because I don't think we're expecting anything too high of Josh Donaldson. I don't think we're expecting anything too high of IKF.
Yeah, no. I mean, Yankees fans on it. I don't think we should either.
Exactly. So that's really like where I stand with it in terms of the question. I don't think Volpe makes it right off the bat, but I do think he is on that roster, a month after the regular season starts, maybe a month and a half, maybe get past that Super 2 deadline where, we have another year of arbitration control, which let's face it, that shouldn't really matter for a team like the Yankees, but it's how business is done. It's how business is done in the major league. So I really think that that's going to be the case. And we want to hear what you guys think. Do you guys think Volpe's going to be up there right off the bat? Do you think he's going to take over third base? Do you think he's going to take over shortstop and cause Peraza to move to third base? Let us know in the comments below. And I think that's signal for us to move on to who you mentioned before, Jasson Dominguez. So Dominguez, who is one of the more heralded Yankees prospects, I would think, in the past few years, he's tearing up spring. He's absolutely tearing it up. He has 3 home runs. He has 7 RBIs, 16 total bases, 3 walks, only struck out 2 times in 16 at-bats. He is truly, truly lighting it up. And that's what you want to see.
Yeah. For
a guy that, let's face it, has struggled the past few years, but started to put together a little bit. This is the type of start to a spring that you want to see for a guy that, let's face it, the Yankees are going to need sooner rather than later.
100%. I mean, this guy plays the outfield, left field, question mark sometimes, Hicks, Stanton, whoever play out there, honestly. This guy, Yankees fans, they're eager to see as soon as possible up with the, big guys. Like I said before, hits bombs. He can do it all. Field positioned well. And I mean, I'm excited to see him just as a baseball fan. It's going to be great. And I mean, Yankees fans, they want him so bad because, some prospects they haven't had developed as greatly recent years. So if he can come up and be a spark right off the bat, as soon as possible, they're ready for it.
I mean, I'll be honest, the last prospect I remember that was hyped up as much as Dominguez was probably Jesus Montero, the catching prospect. This is dating back to the 2010s, early 2010. But he was this legendary catching prospect that everyone said was going to be the next superstar at the position. And, he didn't pan out. Dominguez is literally nicknamed the Martian. When you're nicknamed the Martian, you're going to have expectations attached. I remember when I first saw and read stuff about him, comparing him to Mickey Mantle, and it's so unfair. And and we can get into a little bit of a conversation of expectations, because the fact that at the time a 17-year-old was having comparisons to Mickey Mantle, that's just unfair. That's unfair to the player. That's unfair to the guy that's not even in, at that time, Double-A.
Yeah.
So, the guy struggles a little bit. The guy, doesn't exactly, quote unquote, pan out. He's 20 years old. You're not giving him a chance.
Yeah. Needs time, obviously, to, develop fully. But yeah, expectations, they get kind of crazy from time to time. Player comps to whoever they can even think of. But yeah, expectations, you're right. It's unfair. It's uncalled for, I guess, half the time, because calling him Mickey Mantle before a first MLB at-bat, before a first Double-A at-bat is just ridiculous and just puts way too much pressure on a guy in a game where you fail 7 out of 10 times, you're still almost a Hall of Famer. So it's expectations get a little crazy.
Exactly. It's about development too. It's about progressing through that system, growing into your body, and learning how to train and play like a professional.
Mm-hmm.
Every guy doesn't find it right away. The saying goes, growth and development isn't linear.
Yeah.
It's not always just a straight up line. Sometimes there's bumps in the road. You drop down, you go up. You've seen this also a little bit with the Mets, Ronnie and Mauricio. You've seen this with other prospects that have come up, not been great right away, and then dominate.
Yeah.
Every guy isn't Mike Trout. Every guy isn't Wander Franco. Every guy isn't the uber prospect that immediately tears through the system and then dominates professional baseball. It doesn't happen. But you're starting to see those signs again from Dominguez. He's showing the power. And I think for Yankees fans specifically, this is a guy they probably want in left field sooner rather than later. There is a glaring need in the outfield for them. There is a need for them to take that guy, the prospect that they all love, and put him in a spot where they need him. And personally, if he continues the type of performance that he has already this spring, he's going to be up September call-up or compete for that one of those starting outfield jobs for next opening day. Because I'm not going to rush the 20-year-old. I'm not going to screw up his development. Oh, you had a good spring training, we're going to put you in the pros. That's not how it works.
Yeah, I mean, that's unrealistic. 20 years old. One great spring training. You bring him up, and he has a rough couple of weeks to start the year. You'd have to send him back down, crush some confidence. And, it's the last thing you want to do to your top prospect.
Exactly. So, final thing we're going to talk about today, want to do some predictions for the game. Obviously, Yankees playing the Phillies. So, I'll let you have the floor first.
Yeah.
What do you think what's something you want or you think's going to happen in the game today?
Phillies got not all their starters out there today. So I know we could see Dominguez Armand, shove today. I think that's something all Yankees fans want to see right now. These injuries they continue to pile up. You're going to be leaning on these back end of the rotation guys, at least keep you in some games and win some games for you, because that's what you need. You need everyone with the ability to win you some games, do that. And, I'm excited to see him shove today.
I think for me, obviously we just talked about him, but I want to see a Dominguez homer. I want to see him show off that power. I think he has one or two hits. I think one of those is like a double. I think he continues his hot pace on the spring and continues to show that he is going to be a part of the Yankees' future sooner rather than later. So, what's the final prediction you got?
Although Herman may shove, probably go only 3-4 innings max. As a Phils fan, go Phils. They're winning today. Give it a 7-5 final.
As the resident Mets fan,
that is stuck in the middle.
That is stuck in the middle. You don't want to see the Phillies win. You don't want to see the Yankees win. I think Volpe has a hit today. I think he contributes, but I'm gonna go with the Yankees with a 8-7 win. So
get some runs out there.
Yeah, I think that's really all we got today. We apologize for any of the tech issues. Wi-Fi is not your friend all the time, but thank you guys for joining us on the Rant Booth. For myself and Austin, we'll catch you guys next time. Have a great day and enjoy the game.